Next, please write the word campaign. Campaign. Yeah, go ahead and get nice and cozy. Oh, I thought that was a big blanket for you, Tig. Campaign. Hold it up as soon as you're done. This one has the phonogram n, two-letter n, used both at the beginning and end of a base word. Campaign. Good job, Samhita. That was perfect. Same with you, Aryansh. Great job, Kruthi, as well. Campaign. So we should have n, two-letter n at the end of it. And a two-letter A. Harika, would you turn your camera on, sweetie? Thank you. Do you have your whiteboard? Are you writing the words with us?
Actually, I just woke up, so it's all downstairs.
Okay, Harika, as soon as you join class, though, we need to get out whatever supplies are needed for the class.
Okay.
And I need you to be actively doing the work with us, even if you're sleepy, okay? Campaign. Next, please write the word cereal, like breakfast cereal. Cereal. Great job, Tig, Kruthi, Samhita. Alexander. Those look good. Yep, and like Aline and Dikshita and Aryansh are doing, you can write it in cursive after you're done with the print if you want. Cereal. Next, please write column and columns. Like the column in front of a building, and then write the plural as well. This has the same spelling pattern as solemn from yesterday. You remember that? Can you all show me a solemn face? What does solemn mean? Sad or serious, that's right. Good. At the end of column, there is a silent n, and it's the same in the word solemn. A silent n. Okay, let me send Sahanasri a message to make sure she joins today. Okay, two more words. Oh, I forgot to hold up column and columns. Column, remember it has that silent n. Everything else is just basic code for that. And then to write columns, we just add an S. Next two are desire and desirable. Desire and desirable. Do we need the silent final E at the end of desirable? Well, and that was a trick question, actually. We dropped the silent final E at the end of desire, but then we actually need a silent final E at the able suffix when we add it, right? So drop the silent final E at the end of the base desire, but then we're adding that able suffix, which also has a silent final E. Okay, hold up desire and desirable, please. Let me see desire and desirable. Great job. If you're just writing the cursive, put your marker down and let me see what you have so far, because I need to see your spelling. I know that is good cursive practice to everybody, but if it's taking too long, I just want you to hold up your board so I can see your spelling. Yeah, Josiah, are you there, bud? Yes, I see you now. Can you show me desire and desirable? Oh, Kruthi, very close, but it's desirable and desire. Okay, here is desire and then desirable. We drop that silent final E at the end of this space, and then we add our able suffix. Okay, that's all of the review for today. At this time, we're going to take out things for our spelling lesson, and I'm going to be writing the words on my whiteboard and marking it here because I don't have a document camera or the spelling paper. So I'll do this for the markings, but you just do what you would normally do for a spelling lesson. So take out your binder. And like we did yesterday, we'll write them in print at the top and then in cursive at the bottom. And when you write in cursive, you don't need to do markings. Good job, Dikshita. So for the spelling lesson today, if there's ever a time when you're just waiting for me to go over the spelling, you can go down to the bottom of the page and start writing whatever the word is in cursive. Get kind of a head start on that. Okay, our first word for today comes from the base from yesterday, tie, like to tie a knot. Not Thai like Thailand. Tig mentioned that one yesterday. That's a good homophone. But this is tie like to tie a knot. Now we're going to put a prefix in front of it to make it the opposite. Does anybody know what prefix we would want to add to this to make it the opposite? Samhita?
Untie.
Perfect. That's it. Okay, so we're going to make it the word untie. Would you sound it out with me? Untie. 2 syllables. First phonogram n is basic code. And then the second syllable tie is spelled the same as yesterday with that EI piece of pie phonogram. Please write untie. You'll give me a thumbs up if you finished writing untie. Okay, Emma, that's fine. You can keep writing. And I still can't see Harika. Harika, are you there? Okay, Harika, I need to see you in the camera. Do you have your things for the spelling lesson? Okay, did you hear what the first word was? Did you write it? Okay, I need you to write it before we go over the correct spelling. Untie.
Pencil because there is not here.
Okay. Need you to speed it up, okay, Harika? I know you're a little bit sleepy this morning. We need to speed up so that you can catch up with your classmates. So untie. Emma, did you finish yet? Good. Okay, so Harika, just let us know when you're done. The nice thing about working from home for me is that I can see all your faces so well because the internet is better here since I don't have a bunch of other teachers using the internet. It's just me. So I'm so happy to be able to see everybody's faces clearly. I'm not talking to my imaginary students, which sometimes happens. Okay, untie should look like this. Syllable break, I. And there's only one marking in this word. Arshad, do you know what it is?
In Thai, it's the I, but we say IE.
That's right. Underline it. And which sound is it saying?
Second?
Yep, you got it. The phonogram is EI. So the second one is the I sound. Untie is an action. What part of speech? Aryansh?
A verb.
Verb, good. We saw that tie can be a noun because it could be like a necktie, but untie is only an action. It's a verb. Okay, time for our next word. Our next one today is volunteer. Would you all say volunteer? Say volunteer. Good. A volunteer is a person who is not paid to do something, but they just do it because they want to be nice, or they sign up to do something and it's their own choice. Have any of you helped out with something as a volunteer? Or maybe your parents have done something as volunteers, which means they're choosing to do it. They're not getting paid. No one's telling them to. They just are choosing to do it to be nice. Samhita?
So we have a presentation in my kind of church or temple school that we do, and so it's on Valentine's Day, so we wanted to write a paragraph about love. So none of the other students that were supposed to be presenting chose to do it. So then I just volunteered, even though I wasn't so sure. I had to write my own paragraph.
Did everybody like it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love that example, Samhita. Yeah, any of you who like volunteer to do a poem for the class or sing a song for the class, that's an example of it too. Ty, what have you done as a volunteer?
Well, actually, I didn't do this by myself. I did it with my dad and a bunch of other people. But this was like a year or two ago. But it was like a big tornado wrecked the outside of our church, so we had to go over and like move logs and rocks and like redo the gazebo and like plant more trees and stuff.
Oh, that's a fabulous example. Yeah, helping to rebuild a church and clean things up.
And the only thing that I didn't like about it was that I got a lot of sawdust in my eye.
Yeah, maybe next time you can wear sunglasses to protect your eyes if you do something like that again. Okay, let's hear from Alexander too.
So my dad recently volunteered. He's doing this 45 research paper.
He's doing a research paper? What is it about?
I don't know. It's about his work.
Okay, very good. Maybe you can ask him about it later.
Yeah, he volunteered to do it.
Cool. Okay, let me hear just one more from Aryansh.
So the only time I really volunteered is really helping my friends pick up stuff while they're going to their homes after playing.
Oh, that's a good example though. Yeah, helping your friends to pick up their toys. That's not really your job since it's not your home, but it's doing something nice, just choosing to do that. Okay, so volunteer is our word. Sound it out with me. Volunteer. 3 syllables. I know there were probably lots of other good examples, but we only have time for a few. First syllable, v-a-l, basic code. Second syllable, n. 2 sounds, basic code, just like in untie. And last syllable, t-e-r, volunteer. The E sound is from E-double-E, always says E. Okay? Please write volunteer. Volunteer. And give me a thumbs up when you're done writing it. Okay, looks like about everybody is finished. Check that your spelling matches mine. Vol-un-teer. The first 2 syllables are basic code. We don't need to mark them. We only have one marking in this word at the last syllable. Which phonogram do we underline, Alina?
E-double-E always says E.
You got it. E-double-E always says E. That's the only marking in the whole word. Now, we can use this word as a verb, like I volunteer to say my poem, or as a noun, like the person was a volunteer. So please write verb and noun. Okay, 2 more words. Our next word is welfare. Would you all say welfare? The word welfare means good health and happiness. Okay, like there could be something for general welfare, which means for the good of everybody. That prefix well means good. Good or well. So welfare is the word. Would you sound it out with me? Welfare. 2 syllables. First syllable, wa-ul, 3 sounds. Unlike the word well, if you see the word well on its own, it has 2 L's. This one only has 1 if it's a prefix, okay? So just 1 L. Second syllable is fair. What sounds do you hear? A, 3 sounds. Well, fair. A says its name because of a silent final E job 1 at the end. Okay? Please write welfare. Welfare. Once again, remember that the prefix well only has 1 ol, which is different than if you see the word well on its own. Give me a thumbs up once you're done writing welfare, please.
What does it mean?
What, Emma?
What does welfare mean?
It means like for the good of people and for health. Welfare. Like they're concerned for my welfare. They're thinking about my health and well-being. Okay, who's finished with welfare? Good. Okay. Here it is. Well, first syllable. Silent final E. Welfare. First syllable is basic code. What do we need to do in the second syllable for markings, though? Dikshita, could you tell us?
In the second syllable, you double underline the silent final E.
Bob, do you remember which one makes the vowel say its name?
I think job number 3.
It's job 1, which makes the vowel say its name. So we'll also underline that vowel consonant vowel pattern.
Okay.
Okay, and welfare is a noun. Okay. Welfare. Our last word for today's lesson is yacht. Would you say yacht? Yacht, as in a huge ship. A yacht. Tig?
My Uncle Jan has a boat.
Your uncle has a boat?
Yeah. I've
Oh, cool. Have you
actually
gone on it?
no, but he really wants to take me fishing, so I'm about to.
Oh, cool. That would be nice.
I've never actually seen it without the like plastic cover thingy on, but because we don't see him a lot.
Okay, that's understandable. How many of you have been on a boat before?
But I've been
How
on
many of you have
cruises.
been on a cruise? Yeah, because a yacht is more like a cruise ship. Oh, lots of people have been on cruises. Wow.
No.
So a yacht is a huge ship, kind of like a cruise ship. This one is pretty unusual because it comes from Dutch, and it was originally a word for like a fast pirate ship is what this comes from. And it was originally this word called like yacht. Yacht. So there is a silent phonogram in this word. We think to spell this as ya, t, with a ch phonogram. So think of it as yacht. Can you say that with me? Yacht. So it comes from Dutch, and we keep that. It's changed a little bit over time, but we keep that silent ch in the word. So yeah, ah. The ah is at a ah, and then k, the silent k is ch and t. Please write yacht. And as you're writing, Arshab, do you want to tell us about your cruise experience? I saw you get really excited as you were raising your hand for that.
Yeah, my brother, actually my whole family and my grandparents went on a cruise, and there was a show on it, and there's a play, and it was last year Christmas.
Oh, nice. What kind of show did you see?
It was a Christmas show that it was really funny.
That sounds like a great way to spend your Christmas.
Yeah, and we went there early in the morning, and when it was 10 o'clock, they gave us pancakes. The people on the cruise.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, and they gave us candy too.
Oh, that sounds very fun. Dikshita's
like
jealous.
Yeah, like the farthest cruise I've ever been on was to Alaska.
Whoa, to Alaska. That sounds really cool too. Did you see any whales?
Yeah, and we stayed there for a week, and we also saw grizzly bears, and we went to a glacier,
Oh,
and 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 um and we also went to Canada, but we didn't get off there because I'd been to the place. I hadn't been, but like we were only staying there for a couple hours, so instead of a day. But we went almost everywhere in Alaska, and it was so much fun. Me and my
I
dad
bet.
even took a skyline thing up on top of a mountain.
Whoa, that sounds really cool.
Partner.
I'm sure everyone has some cool cruise experiences. Saha
I
Nasri,
went
I
on
see
a
you just
boat
joined
and
us.
I got sick.
Oh no.
And also my dad did.
I need everyone to stay muted right now, though. Boys and girls, we always have to ask permission. Okay, Saha Nasri, I see that you just joined us. You missed basically our whole spelling lesson. So I'll share the video that we are recording so you can watch it later, okay?
It's some heat actually.
Here is the word yacht. Sweetheart, we can't just unmute ourselves. We're not going to get through our spelling lesson. We have sometimes that we can share stories, but right now I need hands down. We can't share stories right now, okay, boys and girls? Yacht. Yep. Samhita, this isn't question time either, okay? Yep. T. Yacht. Please check that your spelling matches mine. Okay, let's go through the markings. Yep. This is a-ah. Saying it's what sound? Yacht. A-ah. Hold up your fingers. Which sound is it saying? Good job, Tag and Emma. Third sound. Yacht. This is silent. It's a silent shh. And I said yacht because originally it would have been said that way, but regardless, it's just silent. So double underline it. Yacht is a noun. It's like a big cruise ship. Okay, boys and girls, I don't have my orthography notebook, but I want all of you to write these in your orthography notebook after class today, and also write these words in cursive. Looks like some of you already did that. Great job. Okay, so you'll write these words in cursive at the bottom, which already I see some of you did, and then you'll write these in your orthography notebook later too. Okay, boys and girls, I want to do just one more thing before we start reading groups. So it's going to be a short class because I don't have all of the supplies for today, and it's kind of a halfway a snow day. Let's go over the answers to your math work from yesterday. Would you all take out your workbook and flip to page 198? That's what you did yesterday, 198 and 199. Can you turn there now? Great job, Alina. And yes, once again, on your own, I want you to write these words in cursive and then write them in your orthography notebook. I'll add that as a Bright Thinker assignment just to make sure you remember to do it from your to-do list. Great, I see Dikshita taking her math workbook out. Alexander's got it. Just want to go over the answers so you feel confident about what you did. Okay, boys and girls. For page 198, I'm going to pull it up on BrightThinker actually, since I don't have the math workbook with me. I'm going to pull up Arianche's as a reference. Okay. So page 198 has Noah swimming 80 laps in 5 days. He swims the same number of laps every day. How many laps does he swim in a day, meaning one day? What did you all do to solve that first part? Did anybody volunteer to share what they did for the first part? Alexander?
I want to volunteer first, but are you trying to present? Because you're not presenting.
No, I want you all to look at yours.
All right.
Page 198.
198. Like part 1?
Yes.
Wait, is this 198? I think so. Yeah, it's 198.
Or you know what? I will present my screen. It looks like Samhita, you did it correctly. So I'll go ahead and share yours. I'm still looking through your papers. Okay, boys and girls, can you see this? Samhita, are you confused by this? Or are you embarrassed?
Well, it says my nickname right there.
Oh, Samhi. Or how do you say it?
Samhi.
Samhi. Oh, that's cute. Is that what your family calls you? Nice. Okay, so as you can see, Samhi made a little part-hole bar model dividing 80 laps between 5 days to see what one day was, which is 16. Who got the same thing as Samhita for that first part? Okay, that's what it should look like. If you didn't do that, you can make some corrections to make it look like Samhi's paper. So 16, and she has an answer sentence here. Perfect. Now, once you figure out that 16 laps was for one day, you can solve for 4 days. 16 times 4, which is 64 altogether. And let's see if she has another answer sentence. She does. 64 laps in 4 days. And let me zoom out so you can see all of this a little better. Those are the 2 parts of this problem. Does that one make sense, boys and girls? I think this one was pretty straightforward. Page 199, I know, is a little bit trickier because it's one of those where you don't know the number of groups. So maybe some of you, from what I saw, some of you maybe got the right answers, but your bar model isn't quite right. Tyke?
Dad, it just that yesterday, I couldn't do most of my work. I could only do 3 out of the 6 things that you posted because I had to go somewhere with my family, and then I have tennis and swim lessons. So
Okay, good to know. Now, boys and girls,
but I
think
am
it's,
still finishing. I'm finishing the last problem. It's just that I need to make a few corrections.
okay, Tyke, that's fine. Can you put yourself on mute? And this is a good time to let all of you know, if there's ever a day that you can't complete all the things from your to-do list, it's okay. You always have the option of turning it in late if you need to. But math should be the first thing that you do because we go over the answers the next day, okay? Or usually we go over it the next day. So boys and girls, try to make sure that your math assignments are the first thing that you complete. Science, history, and literature, if you're a day behind in those, it doesn't affect you as much. But for math, try to make sure that's the first thing that you do on the to-do list. Okay?
It's raining ice at my house.
Oh, goodness, Marcus. Okay, well, we are almost finished. And, oh, that is going to make the roads even more dangerous, I'm afraid. And, Marcus, you probably are in a hilly area, too. So, okay, let's see the next one. Now, this next part, I'll just keep on Samhita since I'm already there. It says Jose has 88 stickers. He puts 4 stickers on each bookmark. Then he gives all his bookmarks away to his friends. Each friend receives 2 bookmarks. The first part says how many bookmarks does he put stickers on? So think of what's happening here. This one's a little bit confusing. I did not see many people answer this correct, but I want to walk through it with you. So if there are 88 stickers altogether, that's what goes on top like Samhita did. Now he puts 4 stickers on each bookmark. What actually should happen is that one group is 4, but we don't know how many groups there are. Does that make sense? So it's one of those that's a little bit different. We don't know the number of groups, but we do know that each one is 4. But Samhita did get the right answer that it's 22. Because whatever the bar model looks like, we are going to divide into 4 groups. But does that make sense that we don't know the number of bookmarks, and that's actually the groups, but each bookmark has 4 stickers. So it looks kind of like this. Let me draw it on my whiteboard. It's one of these where each group is 4, but we don't know how many groups there are. Do you remember those? That's what we do for if we know that there's a group of 4, but we don't know how many there are. We'll get the same answer. So if that was on a test, you would get 3 out of 4 points. But this is actually more correct because each group is equal to 4. But I didn't see anybody answer that one correctly. That one's really tricky, I know. And we're not going to see anything like that on the test, okay? But that's how you do the ones where you know what the group is equal to, you just don't know how many groups there are. Okay, and once you know that there are 22 bookmarks, you can see each friend receives 2 bookmarks. And once again, this is one of those where we don't know how many groups there are, but we do know that each group is 2. Because basically, if there's 22 bookmarks, each friend gets 2 bookmarks. But we don't know how many friends there are. This picture actually shows that more accurately. 22 bookmarks, every friend gets 2, but how many friends are there? Well, just like Samhita did, we can divide 22 by 2. You'd get an answer of 11. So even though the bar model isn't quite accurate, you get that same answer. So once you divide, you'll see that it's 11 friends that get bookmarks. Okay, so I don't know if anybody from this whole class got that right type of bar model because we don't do that type as often. Did anybody do that type of bar model where we know what the group is? Ariansh, okay, good to know. Ariansh, let me take a look at yours. Oh, good. Okay. Ariansh, I'm going to present yours so we can see it. Okay. See, Ariansh has shown what the group is. We just don't know the number of groups. So great job on that, Ariansh. I think you're the only one in the class to have done it. Excellent work. Those are especially challenging. You won't have ones like that on the test, but it is really good to be exposed to, and we have done that in the unit a few times. But you'll still get the same answer if you make it like Samhita did, like the 2 groups instead. Okay, we are about done with class. Let me just walk through what you'll have on Bright Thinker for today. On Bright Thinker today, you've got some extra bar model problems that are almost exactly like the ones you'll have on the test tomorrow. The numbers are really the only thing that are different. So it's just good practice of simple multiplication and division problems. In literature, you'll have a video to watch reviewing Princess and the Goblin. The test is tomorrow, so I'm just going to walk through the answers to the study guide with you. If you want to print out the study guide and fill it out with me, you can, or you can just watch the video. Okay? You don't have to turn anything in for that review. Nothing to turn in. For history today, you've got a checkpoint quiz over the chapter that we read this week. And science, you are going to learn about solar and lunar eclipses. Do any of you remember when there was a solar eclipse a few years ago? You guys would have been pretty young, maybe 4 or 5, or maybe a little bit older. Maybe you were like kindergartners at the time. Was that right, Alexander? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we never look at a solar eclipse, but they will sometimes give you like special glasses, and it's really interesting. It wasn't like at its strongest in Arkansas, but there were parts of America where it was a total true solar eclipse. Josiah?
I don't remember. My dad's friend, he took a picture of the solar eclipse.
He took a picture of it?
Someone in my church, he took a picture of it.
Oh, interesting. Did it turn out well?
Yeah, I saw it red.
You actually see what was happening in the picture?
Yeah, I saw it red.
Okay, so a lunar eclipse ends up being kind of red because a lunar eclipse is when the moon's light gets kind of blocked and the sun's light just kind of barely comes around it, so it looks red. And then the solar eclipse ends up being like the sun is blacked out with just a little ring around it because the moon is blocking the sun's light from us in that case. So lunar eclipses are, once again, like the moon is kind of reddish orange, and then the solar eclipses don't happen very often, but that's when the sun's light is blocked from us, like in the middle of the day. Tyke?
I've only lived here for about, hey Mom, how long have you lived here? 2.5 years.
What?
And so I was in either Philadelphia or North Carolina when it happened.
Okay, so you weren't at Classical Academy at the time, but the solar eclipse was there too. And so you could ask your mom what she remembered about the solar eclipse, because the solar eclipse happens across the whole world, although there's only certain parts of the country that you can see it especially well, where it's like totally blocked out. Alina, did you have something to share about that?
Oh yeah. I remember in kindergarten. I think it actually happened twice when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, I think that it was only one time that I remember that year. It was the first year I did 3rd grade, I think. Or maybe it was when I was doing 5th grade still, but it was really fun to go out and experience it. Very memorable. Okay, boys and girls, we are going to have, I'll go ahead and do reading groups now. So who's my Wednesday group? I usually have my list in front of me. Okay, my Wednesday group is going to stay, and everybody else, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And let me know if you've got any
Bye.
questions, but that's all we have for class today.
Oh, that's